What's up, gamers? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the Ultimate Survival Challenge with 25 survival games that are harder than your life. If you think surviving in the wild is tough, wait until you see these games. From battling hunger and thirst to facing terrifying creatures and harsh environments, these titles push the limits of survival. Grab your gear and let's jump right in. Green Hell. In this realistic survival game set in the Amazon rainforest, players face the challenges of surviving in a lush but dangerous environment. They must craft tools, build shelters, and manage their mental and physical health while dealing with wildlife, disease, and the elements. The game's emphasis on realism means players must learn about their environment to survive. Stranded Deep. Players find themselves alone on deserted islands after a plane crash. The game challenges them to gather resources from their environment, such as wood and stones, to craft tools and build shelters. Players must manage their health, hunger, and thirst while exploring the ocean and its dangers, including sharks and other wildlife. The Long Dark. Set in the Canadian wilderness, players navigate a harsh, frozen landscape after a geomagnetic disaster. They must manage their energy, hunger, and health while exploring the world, hunting for supplies, and avoiding dangerous wildlife. The game features a story mode and a sandbox survival mode, allowing players to experience the vast, open environment in different ways. In the Forest, players must survive in a mysterious forest after a plane crash, where they encounter cannibalistic mutants. They need to gather resources, build shelters, and defend themselves. The sequel, Sons of the Forest, enhances the experience with improved graphics and more complex gameplay mechanics, including advanced building systems and new creatures to face. Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. Players control a clan of early hominins and guide them through generations of evolution. They must explore a vast prehistoric world, gather resources, learn survival skills, and adapt to their environment. The game emphasizes exploration, survival strategies, and the challenges of early human life, encouraging players to evolve their species over time. DayZ. In a post-apocalyptic world filled with zombies, players must scavenge for food, weapons, and supplies while avoiding other players who may pose a threat. The game emphasizes realism, requiring players to manage their health, hydration, and hunger. Cooperation and betrayal play significant roles in this multiplayer survival experience. This unique title combines car mechanics with survival gameplay. Players are tasked with building and maintaining a car while managing their character's needs, such as hunger, thirst, and sleep. Set in a rural Finnish environment, players experience life in the countryside, engaging in activities like fishing and drinking with friends. This War of Mine. This game provides a somber perspective on survival during wartime, focusing on civilians trying to stay alive in a besieged city. Players must scavenge for food and supplies, make moral decisions that affect their group's survival, and manage their limited resources carefully. The game emphasizes the emotional weight of survival in a war-torn environment. Don't Starve. Players enter a dark and whimsical world where they must gather resources, craft tools, and build structures to survive. The game features a permadeath mechanic, meaning that death is permanent and players must start over upon dying. Unique creatures and seasonal changes add complexity to survival, requiring players to adapt their strategies continuously. Rust. In this multiplayer survival game, players must gather resources, craft items, and build bases to defend against other players and environmental threats. The focus on player interaction leads to a dynamic gameplay experience, where players can choose to cooperate or engage in hostile encounters. Valheim. Players explore a vast, procedurally generated world inspired by Norse mythology. They gather resources, craft items, and build settlements to survive against mythical creatures and environmental challenges. The game encourages cooperative multiplayer gameplay, allowing players to team up to defeat powerful bosses and explore together. Terraria, a sandbox adventure game where players explore a 2D world filled with resources, monsters, and treasures. Players can build structures, craft items, and fight against various enemies and bosses. The game offers a wide variety of gameplay styles, from exploration to combat and crafting. Escape from Tarkov. Set in a fictional Russian city, this hardcore multiplayer survival shooter requires players to loot, survive, and extract from dangerous zones filled with AI enemies and other players. The game emphasizes realism and tactical gameplay, with players needing to manage their gear and health carefully as they navigate a hostile environment. Oxygen not included. In this space colony simulation game, players manage a group of colonists living in an underground asteroid. They must gather resources, manage oxygen levels, and build a sustainable colony while addressing the needs of their colonists. The game combines survival elements with strategy and resource management. Project Zomboid. Set in a zombie-infested world, players must scavenge for supplies, craft items, and build safe houses to survive. The game features an open-world environment where players face both the undead and other survivors, emphasizing the importance of planning and resource management. Neo Scavenger. Players experience a turn-based survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world. They must scavenge for resources, manage their health, and make tough decisions that affect their survival. The game offers deep mechanics for character development and exploration. 7 Days to Die. In this voxel-based survival game, players must gather resources, craft items, and build defenses to survive against hordes of zombies. The game features a day-night cycle, where players must prepare for more dangerous zombie attacks at night, making planning and resource management essential. Scum. Set in an open world, this survival game emphasizes realism, where players must manage their character's metabolism, health, and well-being. Players can craft, build bases, and engage in combat while navigating the challenges of the environment and other players. Frostpunk. In a frozen, post-apocalyptic world, players take on the role of a leader managing a city. They must gather resources, make difficult moral choices, and ensure the survival of their citizens through harsh conditions. The game combines city-building mechanics with survival challenges. Conan Exiles. Set in the Conan the Barbarian universe, players must gather resources, build structures, and engage in combat against enemies in a brutal open world. The game features a crafting system that allows for extensive customization of buildings and items. Kenshi. In this sandbox survival game, players have the freedom to choose their path, whether as a trader, bandit, or leader of a settlement. They must manage their character's survival in a brutal world, gather resources, and build a base while interacting with various factions. RimWorld. Players manage a group of crash-landed survivors on an alien planet, focusing on building a colony and ensuring its survival. The game features complex systems for resource management, character relationships, and random events that challenge players. Icarus. Set in a harsh alien world, players complete missions while gathering resources and surviving against environmental threats. The game emphasizes cooperative play and features a session-based structure, requiring players to manage their characters' needs carefully. Subnautica. In this underwater survival game, players explore an alien ocean, gather resources, and craft equipment while avoiding dangerous creatures. Players must manage their oxygen levels and build bases to survive the depths of the ocean. Among the Trees. In this immersive survival game, players explore a vibrant forest environment while managing their character's health and needs. The game emphasizes crafting and building, allowing players to create a cozy home within the trees. Players can gather resources, hunt for food, and discover the beauty of nature, all while avoiding dangers lurking in the forest. The focus on exploration and environmental storytelling creates a tranquil yet engaging survival experience. And there you have it, 25 survival games that are definitely harder than your life. Have you played any of these, or do you have other tough survival games to add to the list? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gaming content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.